Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we are going to take a look at the new JANEMBA and the Corroded Body and Mind category team. So he does have the secondary leader skill for any extreme class 3 key and 130, but just for the sake of this first video I wanted to use only the Corroded Body and Mind category units. So obviously 170 across the board and then 3 key. His super attack, he raises defense in 1 turn, does immense damage. And then his passive is 120 attack and defense, guards all attacks. Then he gives extreme class allies 2 key and 30% attack and defense when you pick up 4 or more type orbs. They can be any color. And then he reduces damage received by 30% when you pick up 2 or more rainbow orbs. So both this one, this is the guest one, and my one are both 55%. This is the team. Like I said, I made a full Corroded Body and Mind team. Now, this limits the team building a little bit. One thing I will say about this category, it doesn't have a lot of really stand-out support units other than like the Int Metal Cooler, who I really quite like recently. With the release of Broly, I've been using him on that team quite a lot. But like, that's one of the main reasons why I bought like physical Goku Black, for example, because we need units that can help us out with key. Because JANEMBA has no key links. So fortunately, it looks like, oh, we can literally get the 2 rainbow orbs and the type orbs here, so that's nice. Although it doesn't help out Int JANEMBA, because for some reason, the TEQ Fat JANEMBA has no key links. And so because of that, he does not help out the rotation. The rotation of him and the Int or STR JANEMBA is not as good as you might think. And that's why I had to bring like some good support units. So how much is this going to do? Oh yeah, double digit damage. I mean, it's only the first stage, and I like to do these easier Infinite Dragon Ball History runs for the very first run where we're having a look at the team in-game for the first time. But, you know, it was still a super attack with type disadvantage, and we took double digit damage, so that's pretty good. And Marseillan obviously going to be a fun unit to use on this team for long form events, because post Easy A he does stack now, so wow, yeah, so it wants to prioritize the greens, because I could pick up 4 type orbs here, because it would pick up the 4 AGL ones. So you'd think when a unit has that kind of passive built in, it would actually prioritize picking up the AGL ones so we can actually fulfill his passive, but no. So fortunately on this rotation though, we are getting JANEMBAs with 2 units that give 3 key. So not much trouble super attacking. He's not going to get his damage reduction because we didn't get any rainbow orbs, but chances are Krillin's probably not going to be alive, because 1.71. I really don't know how to feel about this JANEMBA, because like, oh, I know he's 55%, but if we think about how good like 55% Broly is, like he's not hitting a very high attack stat with his super attack. We didn't get the 2 rainbow orbs, so he wouldn't have had damage reduction. And like here again, like we're so limited in what we can do, and it affects everybody else on the rotation, because now look, we can't get the 4 type orbs or the 2 rainbow orbs. So I mean, we could have there, but that doesn't help us, right? So this is a very weird one. And then his active skill, we didn't really talk about. His active skill is to transform, and then I'll go over the details of the transformed JANEMBA once we get to that point. But he has to be hit, I think, is it 5 times? And at this point, like, depending on how the rotations play out, we might not even get hit like 5 times within the next couple of turns. Because I do want to put the units, I want to see him transform obviously, but I want to put the units in the right place in the rotation that makes sense, like for where to run them. And yeah, look at this. Is this, okay, so we get the 4 typing orbs, so that's good. That's going to give everybody else on the rotation a boost, but it doesn't give him his damage reduction. So 70k on Marseillan, because his defense not quite high enough yet to be tanking super attacks for double digit damage, but very nice attack stat from him, and then pretty decent from AGL Rose as well. So he's obviously able to build up his defense the more he gets hit. Get a nice crit as well, and then yeah, 1.71. So I mean, it's not the worst attack stat, but I just don't know about him. He's designed so badly. Like, I like the idea to a certain degree around having those parts of his passive like gated by having to pick up a certain number of orbs or something like that, but the number that it has to be is just too high. 4 type orbs and 2 rainbow orbs. I mean, look again at this rotation here. Like, you'd think another JANEMBA would be his best linking partner, but we can't super attack with either of them, which is really, really bad. So I guess we'll do this because we might as well get the super attack with the new JANEMBA, and then we can at least get those for physical Goku Black. So I mean, in a way, this just kind of serves to show how restrictive the category is, and I feel like that's why they gave Pikkon and JANEMBA that secondary leader skill for the Super and Extreme types 130, because their categories on their own like can't really make solid enough teams. And obviously we often see now with the new units they'll couple them together with some other category, like one that already exists in the game, and that could have worked for these guys, but giving them that super or extreme types sub lead I do think is quite interesting, because it does open up the team building a little bit, because it basically means if you want to run JANEMBA and then run like one of the other JANEMBAs with him, even though they've got no key links, but if you want to run them together as a rotation and then just have the other one floating, on the other rotation you can run anything you want. You could run the double Turles rotation, you could run the new Broly, you could run like Freezer and Cooler, and all of those would work because they all fit under that 130 leader skill restriction. But then they're not going to be as good because it's only a 130 lead, right? Like if you're running a full category team, you want to get, one of the main reasons is because you want to get that full bonus. So again, look at this. Any way we go here, we can get the 2 rainbow orbs that we need to get the damage reduction, but we can't get the 4 orbs to buff everybody else. So we'll do that, and then we'll do this. Can we get them with this JANEMBA? Because then there we go. So then at least he's giving the buff, because they're both on rotation. At least one of them is now giving the buff to everybody else. So this should mean that next rotation with this JANEMBA, we are actually going to be able to transform him, because now he's just been hit a whole bunch of times by Trunks. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not very impressed. Those of you who saw my summon video earlier, I did all the PLAF tickets, and then I just did the discount rotations on both banners. I was lucky enough to pull 1 copy of both of them. The rest of the summons, not so great overall, but happy to at least have the new units. But yeah, I've not really gotten a chance to play with Pikkon very much either, because something I posted about on Twitter not long before recording this video, in fact, was I pulled my units this morning when the banner first came out, and the first thing I did was farm up all the medals to awaken them. And then I haven't been able to record these videos to show off the new teams for hours, because there just hasn't been any Pikkons or JANEMBAs available. So I know some people, like the banners come out in the evening in America, so I'm guessing some people might summon and just go to bed or whatever. And some people, when you don't make content or you've got work, or, you know, you're not rushing to awaken your unit straight away. But maybe that speaks to like the level of hype, or the lack thereof, for these characters, because normally when a new hype character comes out, oftentimes I'll see awakened ones in the friends list before I've even finished awakening my one. And then today it's been kind of the opposite, where mine's been awakened for ages and I've just been sat waiting, trying to find friends because there just weren't any. So we're actually able to get all the orbs here. See, when you're able to get all the orbs for him, it's good, because then he almost functions like a support unit, because he's providing attack and defense and key. But as soon as you get into that situation where you can't get them, he just becomes like dead in the water a little bit. Because like his defense is decent and he does guard, so even if we don't get the rainbow orbs to get the damage reduction, it's not the worst. But if you can't get the 4 type orbs, like, that really helps out the rest of the rotation, especially because of his lack of key links. So I don't know. Also, I thought we could transform this JANEMBA. I'll have to double check his transformation condition, because I'm sure we got hit a whole bunch of times in the previous turn. Either that, or that it was available this turn and I somehow didn't even pay attention to it because I was too busy complaining about JANEMBA. Hey, we'll dodge that super attack though. Let's go, Mel Cooler. Alright. Oh, so the friend one. Okay, did I get them mixed up on the rotation at some point? Let's go ahead and transform, why not? That cutting face is great. And of course realise I forgot to change it back to English, but transformation's pretty cool. And then Yeah, Fear and Faith is a Keyling, so at least he has a Keyling once he transforms. But so we'll do this, and then what do we need to do now that we've transformed? I think his restriction becomes the same as Pycon, right? So he raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does immense damage. Attack and defense 180, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to either rainbow or type key spheres. Gets 40% attack with 3 or more type orbs, and then a high chance of dodging with 1 rainbow. Yeah, so it drops down to 3 type orbs, 1 rainbow orb. But you'll notice he loses his guarding and picks up dodge. So even though he has quite high defense, he's not necessarily as good defensively. So we are able to get all the orbs we need though. Although I do believe the Saiyans in slot 1 and 2 here are going to finish him off. I say Saiyan, but you know, Rose, kind of the same thing. But our boy Marseillan obviously putting in some work on this team in these long form events. I like the fact that all of the 3 like Marseillan units that are in the game are on the category. But unfortunately, I did have a look at both Dark Mask King and the Black Marseillan. And Dark Mask King requires another Heroes character to be on the rotation with him, which obviously you could do that with the Black Marseillan. But then Black Marseillan needs multiple Heroes units. Multiple crossover units. So the TEQ Marseillan is a crossover unit, but he's not a Heroes unit. Otherwise, the rotation of him and the Dark Mask King would actually be quite good, I think, on this team. But it's nice that they're on the category, but I don't know if they're going to see a ton of use. But we'll go ahead and do this. The orb changing for the JANEMBA did actually come in quite useful here, because we're able to get all of the orbs for his buff. So this will be a good turn, at least. So this is my JANEMBA. We got obviously the int one here. Now bear in mind he's rainbowed and easy aid, so he's going to be performing much better. 3.5 on his attack, and then an additional super. Okay. And then in comes the TEQ JANEMBA, 2.2. I guess that's okay for 55%. His super attack animation is pretty awesome though. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Dodge. Hey, there you go. At least we got the dodge. Whew. The last couple of times we get to see him actually take part in the turn, once having transformed, definitely wanted him to actually get those dodges there. But what's Rose's defense looking like? 173. Probably put you in the first slot here. This might be the last turn here. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think down below. From the limited playtime that I've managed to get with both of them so far, I think Pycon is by far better than JANEMBA. I'm pretty sure that was everybody's conclusion when they came out on JP. But like, having actually got to use JANEMBA, because like I said, I couldn't find a friend until literally this recording. So this is my first time using him and using this team in an event. And honestly, I'm really, really underwhelmed. Like, I knew the general impression from JP was that he wasn't that great. But man, he is super disappointing. Like, because even if you have a bunch of key supports in slot 3 to make it so you can actually have enough key to super attack, that still doesn't help you getting all the orbs that you need in order to actually do like his abilities and stuff, right? Because if we look at his defense, he's only got 111k defense, and he has no guard anymore. So let's see, the rainbow orbs give us the ability to dodge, right? So we can get that. Okay, there we go. We can get the extra attack as well. So we'll see what happens here. Because, I mean, for all I know, we could die in slot 1 here, all because of this JANEMBA. And then, look, the last JANEMBA... Oh, actually, no, that's literally just enough. Ooh. Ooh. Just enough to get the last one's abilities off. So, now, fortunately, he does raise attack and defense on super. So his defense will have jumped up a little bit. But if he fails to dodge any of these hits, I wonder how much damage he's going to take. Yeah, 39k. And this is a super... Okay, good. Whew. But yeah, that's not really what you expect to see when it comes to JANEMBA units in the game. I'm really, really confused about the thought process that went into designing this JANEMBA. So I feel like the Pycon showcase for his team is going to be a lot more fun, because this team is very wonky. And it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning. Like, you could build a much stronger version of this team by not limiting yourself to only Corroded Body and Mind allies. But then any of those other units that you put on the team are only getting the 130% leader skill, so they're not going to perform as well as they would on another team. So then at the end of the day, why not just run another team? Like, obviously we're going to take him into Super Battle Road because Extreme Tech is one of the hardest stages for a lot of people still. There's not a lot of good Extreme Tech units on his category, but at least he's giving that 130 leader skill, which is more than most people will have at the moment. Because realistically, for a lot of people trying to do ESBR, you've had to be running 120 leads. So at least 130 is a little bit higher than that. And then JANEMBA himself, obviously, is going to be under his own leader skill. So bringing double JANEMBAs, it'll be interesting to see how well he tanks on Super Battle Road if you're actually picking up the picking up all the orbs that you require to get his abilities. So we're able to get all of them this turn. Hopefully this will be the last turn because JANEMBA is getting hit first, so he's going to actually have his passive procced. Yeah, 4.2 million attack stat. Yeah, with support on the rotation and being linked up with the TEQ JANEMBA, that is a pretty good showing for the JANEMBA. But yeah, TEQ JANEMBA, I don't know, man. He leaves a lot to be desired as far as I'm concerned. So let me know what you guys think, obviously, down below. If you did manage to summon, if you've pulled him and actually gotten a chance to run his team, let me know what you guys think. I guess we'll fire off this last rotation so we can actually finish him off. We'll get our boy Marseillan to deliver the finishing blow here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of TEQ JANEMBA and the Corroded Body and Mind category team down below. Like I said, we'll try them out in some different game modes, but I have to say, honestly, first impressions using this unit in the game, I haven't been this disappointed in a unit for the longest time. So there you go. You'll have to let me know what you guys think down below, and hopefully the PyCon showcase will be a little bit more fun. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.